From a world filled with chaos and confusion comes
Trading made simple.
Welcome, everybody. This is your host, El Vato Loco, aka Loco Trader, and today we will be jumping into a live trade. So let's get to it. Good morning, everybody. Today we will be trading live. I am going to show a few things as to what is causing me to make certain decisions. Hopefully, this will help. As we discussed on our video about charting, make sure that you are on the right timeline. I am on the 1 minute. Okay, so here we have a pattern developing. We have an RSI confirmation. And so I'm going to open a buy position by simply clicking on the buy button. My lot size is a 0.01 because this is a $100 account. So it keeps us, unfortunately, at a much higher risk than that we want, but this is the lowest lot size you can trade. So by simply clicking on the buy position, I have opened a position. The thought process is that I may be seeing a W forming. And the confirmation is that it's already gone below the lowest resistance line, the lowest resistance line on the RSI. Based on these two pieces of information, I made the decision to open a buy position. The hope will be that I can get out somewhere inside of these two lines. So I'm going to set a take profit. Okay, we are going to set a take profit up around this area here. And the first step in setting a take profit is to tap inside of the box where your money is showing. After tapping on the box, you see that it did open up a new smaller box, and my take profit has moved to the left, and my edit position is now visible. By simply clicking the take profit, it turned it green and opened up my window where I can set my take profit by hitting confirm. As I was setting my take profit, it hit my target. So my apologies for you not being able to see that. You caught the tail end of it. So it can happen that fast. So what just happened? Well, let's talk about it. The RSI was below the lowest resistance line here. The market was showing a possible W pattern, which is not guaranteed. It could have gone the other way. Nothing in trading is guaranteed. Based on history, I expect that this will continue to rise until it gets to about this point, which was the last time that there was a significant drop. For those of you that don't know, I am a conservative trader, so I don't try to maximize the highest possible point, and I don't try to wait until the lowest possible point. I try to make my money somewhere in between. As we wait, you can see that the RSI is still not quite back to the bottom or the top. For me, the RSI strategy is simply this. Think of the bottom as a trampoline or a slingshot, and the top as another trampoline or slingshot. The center line is them at rest. with no tension. As tension builds in either direction, for me, it's a good indicator that it's about to shoot back in the opposite direction. So once it crosses this line, it's going to go down. And once it crosses this line, I expect it to go up. How high or how low, nobody knows. The other thing that I look for is resistance. As you can see here, there has been several candles that have made it to this point, but have not broken below it. So with these two pieces of information, I would be preparing to open a buy position. But this is still not all the way down. Now, for this to make it all the way down here to the bottom, this will also have to break the plane. So the question now is, do I want to open a position here or wait for this confirmation to get to here? Well, that's when I move my charting to a different time frame. As you can see, we are on the 30-minute time frame now. Now, based off of this chart, we have a different pattern forming. And this pattern is a head and shoulders pattern. There is the head and the shoulders. So a head and shoulder pattern, for it to complete, more likely than not, it will end up somewhere down here. By this point, the RSI will also be somewhere down here. So now, based on the 30-minute chart, my 1-minute chart does not confirm. I will instead wait until somewhere in this area. There's two ways for me to wait. I can simply wait for the market to get there, or I can set a pending position to open. A pending position simply means that I'm setting up a target for the system to open a position for me, whether I am on the app or not. So let's do that real quick. Remember, to open a pending position, we start by clicking on the Markets tab. It will turn blue and a pending window will open. Remember that this window is adjustable up or down. I have chosen to set my pending closer to the bottom of the pattern, head and shoulders. And I apologize for my squiggly hands. It is just part of the process. So we are now primed for a position should this cross the plane. And again, I hit markets, adjusted my window, and tapped on the buy position to set this in motion. While we wait, this is the importance of not just trading on one timeline. For me, the 1 minute, the 5 minute, the 15 minute, the 30 minute, and the 1 hour are the timelines that I'm constantly checking against each other to get or deny confirmation. Moving back to the 1 minute chart, you can see that this market is quite flat. It hasn't quite broken any plane yet. It is consolidating, which simply means people really don't know what direction it's going to go in, so it's kind of a pause. But if I zoom in on it, you can see that it's already breaking the plane. So this more likely than not will continue on a downtrend, even if it's an up and down trend. So we will wait. The more confirmations we have, the better the outcome. So we wait. On the 1 minute, yes, there's a lot of action, but nothing is showing an uptrend at the moment. Everything is still heading in a downtrend. The 5 minute confirms it. The 15-minute timeline confirms it. But here is the interesting thing about the 15-minute. It is already down at the bottom of the RSI. So on the 15-minute chart, it is possible that this is the lowest possible point. So now going back to the 30-minute timeline, we see that this still has a potential. So now we are stuck between two choices. The 30-minute, which still has a little ways to go, or the 15-minute, which is already down at the bottom and showing a possible reversal. And here's a possible reversal. And there's a confirmation. So at this point, you can readjust your pending, or you can just simply click on the buy position and X out your pending. So for this particular setup, I have adjusted my pending to the lowest point of the 15-minute timeline, because the RSI was already showing crossing over the lower resistance line. I could have easily just canceled this out and opened up a position, but we are already up $1.92. So we don't need to rush the process. If we are wrong, this will continue to go down to about here. Remember, the head and shoulders pattern, this pattern here, has the potential to come all the way down to here. Our position has now opened, and now we are in a trade. And now we wait and see which one of the two, the 15 or the 30, was correct. All right, so I came to the 1 hour, and I see that it's been trending in an upward trajectory. Most of these have come almost completely flat. So it is possible that our trade was opened prematurely. That simply means that from here to here, we might be in the negative before it turns around and comes up somewhere into this area up here. But for us to make a profit of $1, we only need to be in here somewhere. Then there's also the possibility that our 15-minute was accurate, and that was the lowest possible point. We shall see. Because we are in an open trade, I have moved myself back to the 1 minute timeline, and as you can see, we're almost at $1. At any point here, we can start to close this for our second trade, or we can wait for it to get all the way up to around this area. I don't recommend it, so I will be closing it out by simply hitting this X. And as you can see, I have closed it out. We have now made 2 trades on a $100 account with a goal of $3 for the day. The 15-minute chart was the more accurate chart. And as you can see, with a time delay, from the time you click the button to the time it actually closes your position, a lot can happen. it was favorable in this case for us that we closed at $1.77. That plus our first trade this morning of $1.90 put us at $3.93. That's 93 cents above our target. We are done trading for the day. It is 8 a.m. We have been trading for just under 30 minutes, and we hit our target of $3 with 2 trades. So we have hit our $3 target for the day on a $100 account. That is it. Now for the rules. Do not break the rules. What is the first rule? Do not operate out of fear or greed. We did not operate out of fear. We opened up some positions. We took a little risk. We made our money. Now we need to follow up rule number 1 and not be greedy. We're done for the day. Trading is about discipline and patience. Is there a possibility to make more money? Absolutely. Do we want to break the rules? Absolutely not. Anyways, I want to thank everybody for joining me this morning on a live trade so that you can kind of get a feel for my thought process and what helps me to make decisions. Today was a positive trading session. We made $3. We made our $3. Excuse me for moving that. We made our $3. The market is still going in the wrong direction for us now. If we would have continued to get in a trade or stayed in that trade a little longer, as you can see, we would have already started losing money. It is important that we do not operate out of fear or greed. We need to stay disciplined, hit our targets, and move on. So I will leave you with this. The 30-minute is still confirming. The $1.42 that we made, or the $1.77 that we made here, was a very fast moving process. That happened quickly. We capitalized on it, and now we are done. However, had we have waited till we got to here, we would have also been in a position that would have continued to go up. As you can see, the RSI is now going to confirm. So this pattern on the 30 minutes was a better option than the first chance that we took. Now, even though it was favorable, that is not always the case. So this setup here, waiting for the 30 minutes, would have given us 2 confirming signals to open a position. Anyways, I want to thank you for tuning in and trading with El Vato Loco, aka Loco Trader. Don't forget to click that like and subscribe button. Turn on your notifications, and every time I go live, you will know it.